Good evening, guys. Good evening, all. Welcome to the session. How are you all? How is your day? Yeah, yeah, guys. Super. Yeah, sounds good. All are very excited, right? I think so. All are very excited to learn new topic. Today we will start a new topic, guys. That's not a new topic. It's a subtopic of OOPS concepts. Okay, that is nothing but binding. Okay. Now our subtopic is binding, guys. We are going to discuss about binding. Can anyone say in general words what is mean by binding? In general words, what is mean by binding? I'm asking you people only. Yeah. Combining two elements, grouping, right? Binding means grouping. You can say it grouping, combining. Next, merging. Then connecting. Yeah. Next, hold together. Tell me, all these words will give same meaning, right? All these give words will give same meaning. Am I correct? A similar meaning. Right, guys? See here, binding means. With the example, I will explain what is binding. See here. Now I have a class A. Okay. In this class, I have a method called M1. M1 with 0 arguments. Okay. Here I will print SOP 0 argument. This is one method. Now, again in this class only I have one more M1 method. Wait. One more M1 method with int type argument. Okay. Int is the type argument A. In this method I will print int argument method. For my understanding, I am printing this. Next, in the same class, I have one more method. M1 with string argument, string s. Okay. Here I will print string argument. Understood, guys? How many M1 methods are there? What we call it? What this process is called, guys? Tell me. Here one M1 method is there. Here the same M1 method. Here also same M1 method. What we call it? Writing multiple times. Method overloading. Very good, guys. Very good. Well done, guys. Very good. This is method overloading. Now see here. It's my one class. It is a class. Here class is closed. Now I am creating a class called, okay, class test. In this I have public static void main. In this I have main method. In this I have main method. Now I will create a object of A. Okay, assume that object is not required. All are static methods, okay? All are static. How we refer a static method, guys? How we call a static method inside another class? Static void, okay? Static void, static void. I want to call this method in my test class. What is the syntax, guys? How to call it? I want to call it in my test class. What is the syntax of calling a static method? No one is responding. Why? Class name dot method name. Yeah. Tell that. Are anyone beating you? You said wrong answer. No, right. Class name is a dot m1 method. If I call this method, tell me the output, guys. What is the output? If I call like this, what is the output? I want output, guys. Zero argument. Perfect answer, right? If I call a dot m1 of 10, now tell me the output, guys. Int argument. Well done, guys. Very good. If I call a dot m1 with hi, this is a string, guy. Tell me what is the output? String argument. Perfect. But every time I am calling same method, right? Every time here, if you observe means every time I am calling same method. Every time I am calling m1 method, m1 method, m1 method. How the compiler is deciding which method we should execute? Here I am giving arguments. M1 with 0 arguments, M1 with integer argument. How the compiler is deciding with the arguments, right? Based on the arguments, it is going to match with the method, right? And tell me what we call this statement, guys. This entire statement. What I have making a box. Whatever I have highlighted here. What we call it, guys? What we call it? For this we have a name, right? Yeah, method calling, method calling statement. Method calling, guys. Okay, method call. And now tell me what is this? What is this? It is method declaration. Am I correct? Method declaration. Defining a method, that is method declaration. I'm asking this whole statement, guys. It is Here we are defining a method. That means it is the method declaration. Okay, we call it method declaration. This we call it method calling. This is calling. This is declaration. Understood, guys? Understood? Understood, guys? This we call it method declaration. This we call it method calling. This we call as method calling. This we call as method declaration. Based on the arguments here, guys, if you observe means, based on the arguments, the compiler is deciding which method should execute. Am I correct? Will you agree with me? Based on the arguments, compiler is deciding which method should execute. So the whole process is called binding, guys. Okay, whatever the process here we are explaining, this process is called binding. Okay, binding means, let me write the definition. If a method call is bound to the method definition, method definition or method declaration. Okay, this process is called binding. Understood, guys? This process is called binding. And again, in this we have two types, guys. Again, binding has two types. Again, binding is divided into two types. One is early binding, another one is late binding. For early binding, guys, see here, for early binding there is another name, that is static binding. Okay, for this we can call it is a static binding also. For late binding we can call it dynamic binding. Understood, guys? Definition is understood. Definition, is it okay for you? Definition, I will explain which we call it early binding, which we call late binding. I will explain in detail. Up to this everyone clear, right? Anyone having doubts up to this? Yeah, definitely I will give you example. This is also example only. Here also I am giving example only. Okay, I will explain. Okay, but let's discuss about early binding, guys. First of all, I will finish theoretical part. Later we will go for execution. Okay, let me finish first theoretical part. Early binding. You guys are coming late and asking to repeat once again. Okay, go and watch the video. When I am starting the topic, only 40 people are there. Now it's 80 people. You are coming late and simply asking, sir, repeat once again. It is not a good manners, man. Early binding means, guys, binding is done. Binding is done by compiler based on arguments. Okay, whenever binding is done based on arguments, that means assume in my class, in a class, I have m1 method with 0 arguments. Same example, m1 method with int argument, m1 method with double argument, m1 method with string argument. At the time of calling, I will call string. The compiler will decide based on the arguments. Am I correct? Based on the arguments, it will go and match with string type method. Am I correct? If I call m1 with 10, like this I will call, it will go and match with int method. Am I correct? If I call it with m dot 10 comma 10, it will go and match with double argument, right? Now understood, guys? This is called early binding. Okay, this is called early binding. Keep it in mind, guys. Based on the arguments, based on the arguments, whenever binding is done based on the arguments, it is called early binding. For early binding, overloading example, guys. Okay, overloading, overloading is best example. Okay, overloading a method, overloading a constructor, it is an example for binding, early binding. Okay, I think so everyone clear, right? Everyone clear about early binding? Shall we look at example? Shall we go for example in Eclipse, or can I move for late binding? Do you want execution or do you want late binding? Now present, you want example for this or you want late binding? Example. Okay, let's go for it. Okay, let me create a package. I will create a class called A. In this, yeah, okay, not A class, I will make it hotel. Okay, my class name is hotel. My class name is hotel, guys. Tell me the what are the things present in hotel? Public static void. Let me take first meals. Okay, it's a method, guys. Okay, meals is one type of method. Food, in food we have lot of things, right? In food only we have lot of things. Meals. Now same method with extra add-ons, guys. String, same meals method with string input. That means it is a played string s. Okay, meals with one argument. That argument is meals with omelette. Remember this is omelette. Okay. Next, same method. Int n. How many meals you want? Okay. N number of meals. Okay. Like this I have it. For just example I am saying it. Don't take it. I think it is a very bad example. But you will get understood. Okay. If I call meals method with integer value, it will give n number of meals. If I call meals method with string, it will give you meals with omelette. If I call directly meals method means it will give just meals. Now in this I will create a main method. Total dot meals. Okay. Now which method will execute, guys? Now tell me which method will execute here. Just a meals, right? If you check here, if you open method declaration, it is showing here, right? This method will execute. Yesterday I have explained how to check declaration, right? Click on the method, right click, open declaration. Here it is showing. This method is attached, guys. You can check like this. Now if I call the same class, right, I will call directly meals with 10. Now tell me n number of meals, right? This is my output. If I check the declaration means, see here it is showing, right? It is showing which method is executing. It is showing which method is executing. This is called early binding, guys. Okay. This is called early binding. That's it. This is called early binding. Can I move for late binding? I think everyone clear. I have explained for 3 times. Now let's look up to late binding. Let's go to late binding, guys. Yeah, man, wait. I am explaining that only, right? Assume that I have a class called B, okay? In my class, it is abstract class. Assume that it is abstract class, okay? Abstract B. In this, I have only outlines. That means method declarations without any statements. That is, and it is a non-static method, guys. Or static or non-static, anything you can decide. Method name is, tell me one method name. M2 method, okay? M2 method with one argument. M2 method with two arguments. Like this I have, guys. Is this a, is there any implementation for these methods? Are there any implementation for them? No, right? Now I will make a class C extends B. Okay, here I need to override this methods, right? I will override it. Override M2 method, and I will give print 0 arguments. 0 arguments. Okay, same same like this. I will override one more method. Override M2 with integer type argument, print one argument, like this. M2 with int a comma int b, print two arguments. That's all, guys. Okay, like this I have written implementations. Now in my test class, I have main method. In my test class I have main method. Now I will perform upcasting. Okay, I will perform upcasting. B equal to new C. Is it possible, guys? Is it possible? Should respond, guys, because today we have a lot of topics to discuss. We call it upcasting, right? Now I will call b dot m2 method without arguments. If I check the declaration, which method will be shown, guys? If I check the declaration here, if I check the declaration here, which method is bounded based on the arguments, and I am calling b type, so it will go to b dot m2. This is the m2 method. It will bind here. It will show this, right? It will show this, but output will come from this class. Declaration is shown here, but output will come from here, right? See here, guys. In yesterday's program, let me open that program. If you see this, if you see here means, if I open the start method declaration, I am getting this method, right? It is bounding with this method. It is binding with this method. Am I correct? Let me make it side by side, okay? If I check the declaration of this method, it is showing this method, right? It is binding with the abstract method, but I am getting output from which method, guys? But I am getting output from BMW class. Am I correct? Yesterday you have all this doubt, right? Sir, how it is possible? How it came like this? You guys are asked the same question. Respond now. If I check the declaration means, it is showing this declaration, but output is coming from another class. That is called late binding, guys. How it happens means, see here, it is coming from BMW class. How it will come means, see here, first early binding. Let me tell you early binding, okay? Comma late binding. It will done based on which, guys? Early binding based on arguments, right? Based on arguments and as well as class. Okay? Based on the class type, okay? Class name. It will bind based on arguments and based on class type. That's why whenever I calling c dot start method, it is binding with car class start method, right? C dot start method is binding with car class start method. But late binding means based on object, guys, okay? Based on object reference. Here C is which type of object, guys? C equal to car, C equal to new BMW. Which type of reference it is? Tell me which type of reference it is containing. It is a car type container. It is damn sure. By seeing itself, you can say C is a car type container. It is a car type container. But it is storing BMW data. Based on that data, the output comes, guys. If you call C dot start method itself, at first, what is the process of execution, guys? Steps to execute a program. Tell me steps to execute a program. First step is compilation, right? Am I correct? First step is compilation. Now, early binding is done by the compiler. Am I correct? Early binding, compiler, right? It is done by compiler. So, whenever compiler comes into picture, whenever compilation is done, at that time, based on the arguments, start with 0 arguments. And which type, which class it is? C. C belongs to which type? Tell me C is which type of object? Reference? Which type? Not asking which data it is containing. I am asking which type of container. Type of container. Not I am asking data. Type of data. I am asking type of container, guys. Car type. So it will go on car class start method. Binding is done by the compiler. Compiler is binded with the car class start method, okay? Understood, guys? At the first step, at the compilation, based on the arguments and based on the class type, it is binded with the car class start method. Understood? Up to this, everyone understood? Now, but now second step is execution, right? Running or execution. Definitely I will tell example once again. First follow the steps. Second step is execution. Am I correct? Second step is execution. Execution means JRE. JRE or JVM, okay? Let's say JVM, okay? JRE or JVM, which comfortable you can tell. JRE is Java Runtime Environment. JVM is Java Virtual Machine. At the time of execution, the JRE will decide. It will go and check C. In C, which type of data it is. Whatever the C contains. In C, which type of data it is, guys? It is a C type container. There is some data inside it. Which type of data it is? BMW, okay? So now the JRE will bind this method with BMW class start method, okay? This class start method. In this class we have start method, right? Now the output will come from this method. It is done by the JRE at the runtime. It is done by the JRE at the runtime, okay? Based on the object reference. Based on the object reference, the output will come. It is called late binding. If you take the points, means if you take notes, it will come very clear, guys, okay? Let me give you your notes, okay? After that I will explain points, okay? First take notes, after that I will explain. Take notes first. After that I will explain binding concept once again with example, okay? Take the definition for binding, guys. First one is early binding. You can say static, okay? Second one is dynamic binding, guys, okay? Now take a note for early binding. Understood, guys? Everyone got this? Are you able to read this sentence? By reading this statement only, you can get the clear idea, clear cut picture of this. Okay, you can able to get clear idea of it. Is it working or not? Yeah. Now, everyone clear about early binding? Any doubt in early binding? Don't worry, I will explain example. Up to this, any doubt? If a method is interface, it is a medium, right? Interface is called medium. Okay, interface is medium. By the Java medium based on the that's it, guys. Okay, for this example is overriding. Okay, for this example is overloading. Everyone clear this topic? Any doubt in this? No. See here, I will tell only for late binding. Okay, because early binding is very simple. So for late binding, I will tell. I think class name is okay. Class A. Okay, in this class A, I have M1 method with zero arguments. SOP, no argument something. M1 method with one argument. Okay, I am writing just two methods here for not wasting time. One argument. Okay, in this I will create a main method. I will call M1 method. Okay, this is a non-static method, guys. Okay, this is a non-static method. Oh, sorry. For early binding, no example, right? Keep it aside. This is a test class. Okay, this is a test class. Keep it aside. Now I will create a B class. Okay, I will create a class called B. extends A. Okay, that means I will override M1 method. Override M1 with 0 arguments. SOP B class, no argument. I'll print like this. No, same at the rate override M1 method with integer type argument. SOP P class, one argument. Okay, this is my statements. Now in my test class I have a main method. I will call a equal to new b, like this. I created an object, guys. Okay, this is upcasting. I'm performing upcasting, creating an object of subclass and storing it in the superclass type. A dot m1 method. If I call like this means first initial step is here. You can find binding is done at the time of compilation by the Java compiler based on class type and arguments. Am I correct? Here you can find it, right, based on the reference of the class. Here A is A type reference, A class, and 0 arguments. Based on this, compiler will bind with, it is binded with this. But at the runtime, Java will come into picture. No, Java will come into picture at the runtime, and it will check what is the data inside A, inside this object, which type of data it is. It is a B type data. So go and bind with B type. At the runtime, this method is executed, guys. Okay, at the runtime, this method is get executed. Output will come from this method. Output screen, output will come from this method. I think so. Everyone clear, right? If you understood, this means polymorphism is very simple, guys. It's just a 5 minutes topic. If I use normal object means b equal to new b. Okay, b dot m1 method. Here which class it is? B class. So it will go and bind with same method. At the compile time also, at the compile time also, same method is bounded. At the runtime also, same method will be executed. Okay, see, you can check here. Okay, in test class I will store it in BMW itself. Okay, BMW. Here my object reference BMW. If I check the declaration means it will directly give me a BMW class, guys. Okay, see here, I am getting the declaration of BMW class. You can't perform abstraction. Whenever you create same, you are not performing upcasting. You can't get abstraction. Okay, if you are not performing upcasting, you are unable to achieve abstraction. You are unable to hide your data. Understood? It will execute. The output will come same, but your code is visible, right? If you come and show the declaration, it is showing declaration. The data is open source. Now my question is, everyone clear about binding concept? If you are clear, I will go with polymorphism topic. Just a 5 minutes topic, guys. Still anyone have doubts? If you have any doubts, please ask now itself, okay? Are you having any doubts? Are you having any doubts, guys? Yeah, I will explain. I will give you example. Polymorphism also similar to binding. After explaining this, I will give one single example. Okay, I will give one new example. Is it okay for you? Polymorphism also same as binding, guys. It will just take 5 to 10 minutes to explain. After that, I will explain a new example. Is it okay? I'm asking you guys. Yeah. Polymorphism means, okay? These are two words, guys, okay? These are two Greek words. Poly means one meaning, morphism means one meaning. In general English, poly means, can anyone tell me what is mean by poly? Poly means many, guys, okay? Morphism means forms. In Java, polymorphism means one object having many forms, okay? Single person having many forms. He is having many hidden talents, okay? Best example is take you only, okay? You. When you are in a college, okay? When you are in college, you will act as student, okay? When you are in a college, you are a student. When you are in home, okay? Same person. When he is in home, he will be child, right? Child, that means son or daughter. Am I correct? Same person. In college, he will be a student. In home, he will be a son or daughter. Same like the, in office. In office, same person. He will be employee, right? Understood, guys? Same person acting as different forms. Like Aparachitudu. One person acting different forms, okay? Remo. Did you remember that movie, Aparachitudu? Dashawataram. One person is acting as different types. Same, you will be acting as student in college. Same, this person will be as employee in office. Same, this person is a children to his father. This is polymorphism, guys. That's it, okay? This is called polymorphism. One object having many forms. Definition is simple, okay? A single object having many forms, okay? This is called polymorphism. This is a statement for polymorphism, guys. Is this any difficult? Is this any rocket science? Are you finding any difficulty in this? I'm asking you guys, respond. It is very simple, right? Again, this polymorphism also two types, guys, okay? It is also divided into two types. It is also two types. One is compile time polymorphism. One is runtime polymorphism, okay? This we call it as early binding. This we call it as late binding. That's it, polymorphism is done. Here, definition will be somewhat changed, guys. Early binding means method bound to the method calling statement at compile time based on the arguments and based on the class reference. Now, same, let me write the definition of compile type polymorphism. By seeing the definition, you will say, sir, same meaning, sir, okay? You only will say that same meaning will come, okay? Binding achieved at the compile time and executing same behavior, okay? Behavior, you can say behavior or method, okay? That's it, guys, okay? See here, binding achieved at the compile time. That means method calling statement is bound to the method a dot m1 method. If I call like this, it is bounded to the a class m1 method. It is bounded with the a class m1 method and executing same method, same lines of code at the runtime. This method is bound with the method definition, this definition, because a dot m1, it will bind with a class m1 method and executing the same method, guys, a class m1 method at the runtime. It is called compile time. For this also, example is overloading, okay? Overloading, method hiding, or we can say shadowing also, okay? Method hiding or method shadowing. Understood, guys? Compile time polymorphism. Everyone understood? Any doubt in this? Please answer my question. If you answer it means I will go for one more example. If you do late means I will close by 9:25. You will miss the example. Tomorrow I will start new topic. If you want really example, Answer me fast, okay? Here I'm showing example also. There is a class. In this I have a M1 method. Here I have statements. Some statements are there. If I call a dot M1 method, this will bind with the a class M1 method and executing same method. Binding is done. But at the runtime, Java will take decision, right? Which method should execute? Binding is done by the compiler. But there is one more person to decide which method should execute. Am I correct? There is another person who will decide which method should execute. That person is Java, right? There is a person. This person will decide did A class M1 method should execute, otherwise B class M1 method should execute. He will decide. Am I correct? Yeah, guys. Look at the statement. Binding is achieved at the compile time. Executing same method at the runtime. Binding is achieved. Now, tell me which method is binded here, guys. Okay. Let me delete all the things. Let me ask you one more thing. Clearly, I will ask. Okay. Otherwise, let me go for one class. I will create one class. Okay. See here, by this you will get idea. There is a class called C, guys. Okay. In this I have a method called C class. Okay. Now I will create one more class, guys. See here. Observe carefully. Okay. If you are not observing, just asking doubts means it is not useful. Okay. There is a class called D. Okay. Which is a subclass to C. Now I will overwrite. At the rate overwrite public. Sorry. It is a non-static method, static method, right? So I can't overwrite. It should be non-static. I have overridden this method. Now here I will print D class. Okay. In this class only I will create a main method, guys. Okay. In main method, observe carefully. I will create an object d equal to new d dot m1 method. Okay. Now tell me which method is bounded, guys. Which method is binded? Is it binded with D class or is it binded with C class? It is binded with D class. If you check the declaration also, D class is binded. If I run the program, what will be the output? If I run the program, what will be the output, guys? I am asking output, D class. See, I am getting D class. Same method, just I will change here C. Now tell me which method is bounded here. C. Okay. I am not getting you confused. Now tell me which method is bounded here. Which method is bounded? I am asking about bounding. Which method is bounded? C class. If you want to check, you can check by pressing F3. M1 method of C class is bounded. But if I run this method, tell me the output, guys. You have done perfectly. C class M1 method is bounded. Now tell me the output. Yeah, the output will be no change, guys. There will be no change in the output. Understood? There will be no change in the output. This is called late binding. If I change it to this, this is called early binding. That's it, right? This is called compile time polymorphism because same method, M1 method of D class is binded and executing same method at the runtime. Runtime also same method is executing. This is called compile time polymorphism. Right? C. Now method is bounded with C class but executing different behavior. Am I correct? I think so you are clear right now. See here. Clearly observe. I will write side by side. Okay. In C class, there is a method called M1. Okay. Some statements are there. That's it. Same in D class. D extends C. I'm overriding M1 method. Okay. Some statements are there. Now here I have a main method. In main method, I will call this methods D equal to new D dot M1 method. Tell me from here which method is bounded. Which method is binded here? Binding. I'm asking about binding. In a single example, I can't tell you real time examples. Real time example means yesterday's class only. Car class. It's a real time example, right? Here, this is binded with. Let me make this like this. This is binded itself. And executing same method, right? This is compile time, okay? Compiler done this, okay? Compiler is done this, and now this is done by the compiler, guys, because based on the arguments and based on the class, it is binded. It is binded by the compiler. And at the runtime, now I am running the program, okay? This is my output panel. I am running my program. Which method is executed, guys? What is my output? This method will execute or this method will execute? Tell me one or two. First method will execute or second method will execute? Two. Because D dot M1. D is belongs to D class. Yeah, binded. And there is object of D also. And Java will take at the runtime it will decide based on the object reference. Here object is also D type, same type, same method will be executed. Same object reference, same object. So this method is binded, this method is executed. D class is executed. This is called compile time polymorphism, guys. Compiler also binded with the same method. This is Java runtime, okay, Java runtime. At runtime also same method is executed. At both the times same method is executed. Same method is referred. This will call as compile time polymorphism. Still having any doubts, please ask me, guys. This is a very basic level, guys. I am telling very deeply. No one will tell like this. In just 5 minutes, they will complete this topic, okay? If you are having doubt means it's not my mistake. You are not listening, that's it. Simple words. Compiler is binding to the one method. Same method. Which method is binded at the compile time? Same method is executing at the runtime. Same person is calling at the runtime also. Then we call it compile time polymorphism. Runtime means opposite to it, guys. Runtime, okay? Runtime means same statement opposite. Let me copy this. One small change here, different, okay? That's it, guys. Runtime polymorphism means binding is done at the compile time to one method and executing different behavior at the runtime. That means in the same example here, just I will change here. Same program, guys. Now just I will change C equal to new D. That's it. This is called upcasting, upcasting, upcasting. Okay. Every time I explaining. C dot M1 method. Now tell me at the compile time. This is 2, this is 1. Compile time, okay? Compile time. In this time, which method is bounded, guys? Which method is binded? 1 or 2? Tell me just 1 or 2. Based on the arguments, it is 0 argument. So, this method is bounded, this method, and based on the class, C type. Why it is coming 2, man? Why 2? Check the reference here. Which type of reference it is? Don't check the data. Data will be checked by the Java compiler. Java. At the runtime it will be checked. But I am asking at the compile time. Listen my words, okay? Keep mind here. Compiler. C type. That means C class. C class M1 method is binded. This method is binded, okay? Please put some concentration, okay, just at least 10%. At the compile time, C class is binded. C class is binded. But at the runtime means Java. There is a person called Java. This person will decide which method should execute. Now, this person will go and check in C type container which data is there. It is D type. C is a container. There, some data is there. This data is type of D. This is D type. So, go and execute D method. D class M1 method. It is told by the Java runtime. It is decided at the runtime. This method is executed. Understood clearly? If you got still having any doubts, I think answer my question. Still having any doubt? Yes? At the compile time, binding is done with the C class. Let me change my color. I think so it is. At the compile time, this method is binded, guys. At the compile time, this method is binded. But at the runtime, this method is executing. Understood? Compile time, one method is binded. Runtime, another person is coming. Assume that you are scheduled for an interview, okay? You are scheduled for an interview. At the interview time, they ask, they selected you, okay? At the interview time, they selected you, okay? But at the time of joining, one more person is came into one place and he joined. You left away, okay? Understood? You are the person. At compile time, compiler called you, but okay? Compiler is called you. Compiler called you. But at the runtime, it is calling another person, okay? It is calling another person. Both the persons are different. Different persons, okay? This is called as runtime. Compile time means compiler, you are the person. Compiler is also calling you. Runtime, Java is also calling you itself. Same person, okay? Only single person. This is called compile time, okay? Now you got understood? At least with this example, real time example. This is very silly example, man. This is also not understood means I can't do anything. Your time is also done. Let me give you attendance link, okay? Let me give you attendance link. If you have any doubts, ask me, guys, okay? Don't come and ask on tomorrow, okay? Sir, I am not understood about binding. I am not understood about this. Don't tell all these things, okay? Just give me few seconds, guys. Why I'm not getting chart? Yeah, guys, your attendance link is in your chat box. It will be active for just 5 minutes. After that, it will be deleted. Okay, we have 5 minutes of time to fill your attendance. Tomorrow, if possible, I will start by 8 o'clock itself, or otherwise, if it is not completed, I will take class on Saturday also. Okay, if you are okay. If you are really okay, we will plan for Saturday also. Tomorrow we will go with abstraction once again. In abstraction, there are a lot of topics pending. Abstraction can be, I said, abstraction can be achieved in two ways. I said only in one way. By using abstract keyword, I have told that. But in tomorrow's class, I will tell another way also, okay? I will tell another way, which way is preferred, which is the best way to achieve abstraction. I will tell all these things, okay? Yeah, those who are done with attendance, they can leave. That's all for today. Thank you. Thank you all. And I am closing attendance also. Bye bye. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. See you all tomorrow. That's all for today. Bye.